Welcome to Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. It's November 2nd, and Jared Mills is with me in the tree this morning, so it's a awesome privilege to have Jared up here with me. The wind is probably 180 degrees the wrong direction. we kind of knew that, and maybe we're forcing things here a little bit, but this is the time of year when these mature bucks are going to be on a pretty hardcore search for the first hot doe or the second hot doe. And the spot we're sitting would be a prime location for that. It's really thick all the way around this ridge. There's a bedding area out on this point, a little small food plot that's planted to Whitetail Institute oats right above me, and then going out further on the ridge towards the major point. It's super thick, and I know there's a lot of does that bed up in here. So during this phase of the rut, when the bucks are really trying to find those does, they're going to have to go and physically search them out, and this thick cover makes them have to do a lot more work than if they can just make a wide loop around. The problem with this wind, though, I mean, it does blow right to that food plot, but that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the fact that the does tend to bed on the downwind side of these ridges, and the bucks tend to use the trails on the downwind side more than on the upwind side. But that doesn't mean that nothing beds on this side and nothing travels on this side. It's just the tendencies. You're always trying to play the odds, and the odds favor those trails on the downwind side of these ridges. So, I brought the antlers with, but I'm a little bit reluctant to start drawing a whole bunch of attention here, because if the buck that we're after comes in on the call, he's probably going to swing above us onto that food plot and kind of look around, well, he's going to catch our scent. So I think I don't know, I'll decide, but it feels to me like it'd be better off just to be patient and see what works through here. The primary food sources are quite a ways away, so it might be a little while before the deer get back into these bedding areas. So I don't expect a lot of action right away here. I mean, I really love this spot, and it's a great time of the season, a great phase of the rut. We'll kill him today. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, Hunt Stand Pro Whitetail App, Whitetail Institute, Research Equals Results, B3 Releases, XO Broadheads, Exact Sights, Muddy Outdoors Tree Stands, Stealth Cam Trail Cameras, and Hoyt. There's a bunch of them up there. We've been in the stand for probably a little over an hour and a half, and the wind is really kicked up, but it's blowing from the wrong direction. And we sort of knew that from the forecast, but it was supposed to have been a light wind, and we thought that maybe the thermals would keep our scent going down, away from the ridgetop, away from the food plot. But it's blowing pretty hard up the hill and out into the food plot. It's just not a good situation, because anything that comes in on this side of that ridge is going to be favoring that edge, and they're going to smell us. when you realize that you got a bad hand. It's not a stupid move to fold and wait for a better one, because you try to play the bad hand, you can lose a lot. The biggest risk we have here is that, you know, assuming that this Jordan buck that I'm hoping to come back into this area of the farm gets in here and gets downwind, and then this spot is just not going to be any good after that for quite a while. So we're going to stick just a little bit longer, and then we're going to get out of here a little early today. Unfortunately, the wind just, it was supposed to have been more or less light and variable, but it's coming along at a pretty good clip, so we need to get out of here. We made it back out of there. Like I said in the tree, we had to leave early today. It was, well, the wind has kind of died now. I mean, it kicked up and was blowing pretty hard in the absolute wrong direction, and now it's settled right down to, I mean, it's almost nothing again, so it's kind of weird, but it's risky when you hunt a good spot on a bad wind. You know, you're tempted this time of the year to maybe push things a little bit, but you know, the rut's not a sprint. We think of it as the 100 meter dash, and it's not. It's you know, it's a longer distance run than that, and if we burn our spots out too early, we pay for it in the end. So another humbling day in the tree on the dream farm. This time I had a witness to see that yes, there truly aren't any deer or trails. No, we appreciate, or I appreciate Jared being here, and we're going to film a few more things now the rest of the morning. Then he's going to get back to hunting his own deer and bringing you guys a bunch of good content on the Jared Mills channel. So we appreciate you joining us here today. We'll see you back here again soon for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always dream
big.
He's learned that line.